Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Udoh, and every week I share content that can help you master your personal finance and grow your wealth. So if this is your first time here, thank you very much for stopping by. Before we jump into today's topic, please consider subscribing to my channel and also consider hitting the bell so you get notified whenever I have new content. So let's jump right into it. So the topic today, like you can see from my thumbnail, is why is financial education not taught in school, or why should you invest in your financial education? Now, this might seem like a very simple question. However, it's a very complicated topic. Okay, most people might find this very insightful. Most people might find this very enlightening, and however, for some people this might trigger some very negative emotions. Okay, so what's missing today is we are not taught financial education. Okay, the average person out there has no clue about financial education. So financial education basically comes down to three things. Okay, number one, you must learn how to earn more money. So you cannot rely on just one source of income. Many videos I have mentioned, and why you need to have multiple streams of income. I'm still in the process of creating multiple sources of income for myself, so I'm not saying that I have reached that level yet, but I do have a few sources of income that generates money for me every single month. So number one is you need to learn. Okay, there's that particular word there, you need to learn how to earn more money. The second is you need to save money, or rather you need to spend less than you make. All right, and the third is you need to invest like crazy. Okay, so number one, earn more money. Number two, you need to live below your means. Okay, for the short term. Okay, I'm not saying you have to live below your means forever. It's just for a short term until you achieve your goal. And then number three, you want to invest like crazy. So let's dig deep into this. So the first one, which has to do with earning more money. So the typical or average person has only one source of income, which is their job. Now, most people think that having a job provides a form of security for you, but actually it is the most risky position you can put yourself. Don't get me wrong, I still have a full-time job. Like you all know from my previous videos, I did tell you that I work in the financial industry. I work in the banking sector, to be very specific. So I still have a job, but that doesn't stop me from trying to generate other sources of income. Okay, so you have to put yourself out there. You need to find other ways to make more money, and this is just for the short term. Okay, once you get yourself to a position where you don't have to go to work anymore, then that's a different topic. But for now, your main focus should be, how do I bring in more money? Okay, so most people find a part-time gig. Most people have a part-time job. Most people have do stuff online, but you need to have an exit strategy. So when you achieve your goal, then you don't have to physically involve yourself, okay, in physical labor. Okay, whether you work in an office or you work in construction, you're still trading time for money. All right, so your main goal right now as part of your financial education, okay, should be find ways to increase your income. Number two, you want to learn to live below your means, which means you should have a system in place where every time you're paid, you're sucking away some money and you're saving some money. So you need to save an emergency fund, you need to save funds for investments. So you have to find a way to set up a system where every time you're paid, just like every time you're paid, the government takes taxes. All right, so you should see yourself as an expense. So you should have a savings account or a system of savings where you have to pay yourself first. Okay, without fail, you have to pay yourself first. And that's how you build up your cash reserves. That's how you build up your financial safety net that you can also use that money for investing. All right. Now, when I say savings, you should have at least 3 to 6 months, or if you want, maybe 12 months worth of your living expenses in a separate account where it's sitting in there and it's only to be touched when you have an extreme emergency. So going to the mall and buying a new Gucci bag or buying a Gucci belt is not an emergency, okay? So you want to get things straight. The money you're saving is just for security reasons, so in case you have an emergency. Then number 3, you want to learn how to invest your money, whether it's in the stock market, whether it's in buying properties, rental properties, or starting an online business. Whatever you do, you want to make sure that you're investing your money, because money that's sitting in a savings account, it's dead money, okay? Money likes to be put to work, okay? If you don't put your money to work, it's dead. And then if you keep saving money just for the fun of saving money, you can never save money to creating wealth, okay? No amount of money you save is going to make you wealthy. You have to make sure that you save money so you can invest that money and have your money work for you. Now, when it comes to financial education, there are certain things that you need to remember, okay? Number 1, you should have a financial statement. Now, if you're not sure what a financial statement is, you can go to Google and do a search on what the financial statement is. So basically, just like a business, you are a business, okay? Your personal finance is a business, okay? Basically, businesses, provide goods and services, and then they get paid, and they have expenses, they have labor, they have capital expenditures. They have all these expenses that they have to use up in order to produce that particular goods or service. Just like you, okay? You have your job, okay? You have your rent, you have your car payment, you have your credit card payments, you have your student loan, you have all that. So those are all expenses that come up out of your income, okay? So just like a business, you should know what your financial statement looks like, because your financial statement should show you what your income is, what your expenses is, okay, and how much is going out every single day. Number 2, you need to have a balance sheet, because your balance sheet will tell you what your net worth is. How much are you worth today? It's sad to see that most people don't even know how much they're worth. So your balance sheet will show you basically what your income, your expenses, your cash flow. It will also show you what your assets are and also what your liabilities are, and that way you can calculate what your net worth is. So your income, plays a large piece in determining what kind of assets you have, okay? And how you use your income determines how much assets you have. Or do you accumulate assets, or do you accumulate liabilities? So these are all financial education terms that people just don't understand, and that's what gets people in trouble. So I already talked about financial statement. I talked about your balance sheet. Okay, now we're going to talk about cash flow. At the end of the day, it comes down to cash flow. You must be able to generate cash flow every single day, or every single month, or every single year. So your cash flow should be increasing with each passing year. Unfortunately for most people, there is no cash flow. For instance, most people spend all their money on cars, okay? This is a typical example. Someone sees a nice car because their neighbor has a nice car. They want to drive a nice car too. The average monthly payment on a new car today in America is $550. So imagine taking out a loan on a depreciating asset for maybe 60 months, maybe 72 months. I've heard of people taking loans out for 84 months on a depreciating asset, okay? And then maybe they had to put down a down payment, all right? So now you put down a down payment on a depreciating asset, and at the end of your term of paying off that vehicle, you have nothing to show for it except an old car. And for most people, they never drive the car till the end because they see a new model and then they go into the dealership and try to trade it in when they're already upside down on that particular loan. So you see, it's a vicious cycle. Okay, instead of taking that down payment and buying a good used car that can get you around and then save up the difference that you would have spent on your car payment, and then that way you'll have enough money built up, and then you can either trade in the old car eventually and then add some money to that and buy another used car, a better used car, and keep scaling up until now you can drive a brand new car. But most people lack the financial discipline or the financial education to see what's really going on. Next is ROI. So ROI means return on investment. So like I said, you want to earn more money, you want to save more money, and then you want to invest like crazy. So anytime you invest some money, by the way, I am not a financial advisor, okay? I'm just a guy on YouTube just sharing some information. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, okay? So you want to calculate what your return on investment is. So if I put in X into this project, okay, everything being equal, what do I get back from it? What do I get out of it? How soon do I get back my principal? Okay, so what is the return on investment every time you invest money? For instance, when you go to school, you're investing in yourself, you invest in your education. All right, at the end of your education, you get a diploma, which is just a piece of paper that says, hey, Unwana went through this college and he's qualified to do XYZ. Now, it's up to me with my piece of paper to go out there and market myself to get a job. So what kind of job will I end up getting? Okay, that's the return on my investment. How much do I end up making based on the amount that I spent on my education? So unfortunately, most people go to school and they spend, let's say $100,000, and then they come out of school and they're earning only $35,000 or maybe $40,000 a year. Okay, that's not a good return on investment. Yes, you invested in yourself, however, you're not getting a good ROI. Okay, so you always want to look at ROI. Also, you want to look at leveraging. Okay, when I say leverage, you want to be able to leverage your situation. You want to be able to leverage your position. You want to be able to leverage your money. Okay, so if you don't have anything saved up for investing, there's no way for you to leverage anything. Okay, so you want to be able to use leverage to your advantage. For instance, real estate investors leverage other people's money, in this case the bank's money, to buy a portfolio of properties, okay, which churn out cash flow for them every year and makes them wealthy. All right, so you should be able to leverage money as well. You should be able to leverage other people's money, leverage other people's time, okay, and effort to get you where you need to be. And then finally, you want to understand insurance. Insurance is one of those topics that most people don't like to talk about, but it's really vital. You have to mitigate against risk, just like you have insurance for your car in case you get into an accident, or if somebody hits you or whatever. You have to have insurance. You have to have insurance on your home. You have to have insurance on your business. Okay, so you have to have insurance on yourself. If you have a family that depends on you, you want to make sure you have life insurance, so in case something were to happen to you, your family will be well taken care of. All right, so I just want to leave you with this padding topics, okay, suggestion for you, so you can see why the average person has no clue on personal finance. So I wrote down a few things here and I'm just going to cite them for you. So number one, you want to understand that the rich don't show off their wealth. Okay, if you want to really get into trouble, start flaunting your wealth and all that, and then you get in trouble. So when you see people on YouTube doing stuff, that's nothing. The really wealthy people never flaunt their wealth. Bill Gates doesn't show you how many sports cars he has or where he lives. Okay, the only time you see that is maybe they're having an interview about him, and then you might see a little glimpse of his property. Also, the rich invest. So if you want to be wealthy, if you want to increase your financial education, you want to learn how to invest. Also, the rich make money work for them. Are you making your money work for you, or are you working for money? Okay, just keep that in mind. The rich see opportunities. Okay, are you seeing opportunities around you? Right now, we're going through a period where we're just getting out from the pandemic, and most people are not taking advantage of this situation and positioning themselves for the next round of opportunities out there. Okay, so the rich always see opportunities while other people see, headaches and problems. Okay, the rich people see opportunities. Also, rich people focus on their goals. You got to focus on your goal. I know this is kind of like going around, but it all ties in with financial education, because most people lack this, and that's why we're all in this mess that we're in. And finally, rich people find solutions to problems. Okay, if you want to be wealthy, somebody told me you have to find solution to problems. You have to solve problems. Okay, it's just like Uber solved the problem. It's just like Apple solves the problem. Okay, Microsoft solves a problem. So every business out there solves a problem, and that's why they make money. So you want to learn how to solve problems. So I hope this wasn't too long. I want to thank you for being here, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Every week I try to share interesting content on what I'm implementing in my personal life to get myself to where I need to be. So thank you very much for coming on this journey, and please make sure you smash that like button and share this video with someone that might benefit from it. And I will see you on my next video, which is coming up soon. Take care. Bye bye.